Bill here with the Metals Minute. Today is Wednesday, June 7th, 2023. Well, we've had a reversal in the fortune of the metals over this week. Last week we had two up and two a little lower, and this week we have two up and two a little lower. They've just flipped. So we have gold and silver down just a little bit, silver just a fraction, and we have platinum and palladium both higher for the week. Now on the 1 year mark, we still have three up and one down. Palladium is still showing a large downtrend from a year ago today. And that's one reason why we want to talk a little bit about palladium today. Palladium is a metal that doesn't get a lot of attention. We haven't talked about it a lot. I know I haven't spoken a lot about it, but it's something that we all deserve to know about. It's an important metal. In fact, it's the rarest precious metals, rarest of the precious metals that we deal with here at the United States Gold Bureau. In fact, it's the rarest anyway. So the platinum group metals are a group of 6 metals. The ones that primarily we think about as precious metals are rhodium, platinum, and palladium. The other 3 we rarely hear anything about: ruthenium, osmium, and iridium. But palladium is the rarest of the platinum group metals as well. Now I like to call it the other white metal. So of course silver takes the primary place in our thought process when we think about white precious metals. And then the other white metal for me is platinum. And platinum is more rare than silver. Silver is more rare than gold. And then palladium is, of course, more rare than platinum. So it's of one of the rarest of the precious metals. Of any way you slice it, it's rare. It is one of the last ones to come on the scene as well. It wasn't until the early 1800s that it was officially recognized and given a name of palladium. And so we also see it used a little bit in jewelry. It's sometimes used as an alloy to gold to create white gold. But it's not often used in jewelry either. It's somewhat rare. In fact, you have to be careful if you have a palladium jewelry. Not every jeweler will work on it. It has a different density than platinum, and so you have to work with it differently. It's a little more fragile in some ways, so it can only be used for certain types of jewelry. But its primary usage is as a catalyst. And what does a catalyst do? What a catalyst does is speed up chemical reactions. But what's great about palladium is it's entirely neutral. So as it is speeding up the chemical reactions of other chemicals, it doesn't alter what is created. So the palladium is able to help speed up the reaction without altering the substance that's produced. So that's a very valuable property, and it's one of the main reasons that the primary usage is in catalytic converters for gasoline-powered engines. So we see platinum can be used in catalytic converters, but it primarily is used in diesel and hybrid engines because the temperatures don't get as high as they do in gasoline engines. And palladium can take the heat, so to speak, a little better than platinum. So that's where it's primarily being used. We also see it coming forward in fuel cell technology. It will be used there as well. But the U.S. Mint began to catch on to palladium not until 2010, and the first coin was not issued until 2017. 15,000 ounces were released in 2017. And that was a pretty big year. There's been several years since then with lower amounts of palladium coins produced. Now, the price of palladium if we go back to, say 2004, maybe even before that, I've looked back that far. And up until 2017, palladium was priced at 1/3 to 1/2, on average, what platinum was priced at. So right now we have it 1/3 higher, but it was only priced at 1/3 of the level of platinum for a long time, and then it bumped up to about half the cost of platinum. Now palladium is 1.5 times the price of platinum, and as of last year it got up to 3 times the price, nearly. We saw platinum go up to over $3,100 in March of last year during the Russia conflict. Why was that? Well, Russia produces over 40%. It exports over 40% of palladium. It's one of the primary exporters, the primary exporter of palladium. There were problems in the South African mines. There were floods. There were problems with electricity. Of course, the pandemic impacted that. And another thing was climate regulations. They began to ramp up on climate control, and pollution control standards were moved higher for automobiles. And so that increased the demand for palladium. And so that's why we see palladium priced where it is now. Even though it's down 28% from a year ago, it's still historically at a strong level compared to the price of platinum, and historically how those have been. Palladium is still priced stronger and higher than platinum right now. But keep your eyes on palladium. It's one of those metals you don't see much of it anywhere. They don't make many coins. It's not used in much jewelry. It's a very strong industrial metal, but that causes the value of palladium to be somewhat volatile, and it makes it a good investment when you can get in at the right time. We'll talk more about these things as we go forward. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you again soon.